What else would you prefer to do on a Monday? Good? Don't want to break the illusion or the image, you got to walk about 200 yards ahead, plonk your camera down, hope it doesn't get sideswiped by wind and rain or fall over and break. Run back, get in your van, drive past it, get out and pick it up. So when you're watching videos like Living the Van Life or The Story Till Now, which are two of my favourites, honestly, please consume every single second of it. Consume every single second of this video because they are hard work. We love it. We're out here. Here he comes, there's a fat man running.
Please don't forget, all my friends are heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know. Please don't make any sudden moves. You don't know the half of the abuse. We don't deal with outsiders very well. They say newcomers have a certain smell. Yeah, trust issues not to mention. They say they can smell your intentions. You laughing on the freak show sitting next to you. You have some weird people sitting next to you. You think how did I get here sitting next to you? But after all I've said, please don't forget. Take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know. Please don't make any sudden moves. You don't know the half of the abuse. All my friends take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you Why'd you come? You knew you should have stayed. I tried to warn you just to stay away. And now they're outside ready to buzz. It looks like you might be one of us.
If you haven't already guessed it, I am out with the big man, Rich from Bug Out Vehicles. Check that view out, by the way, going past this lovely reservoir. We're in the Yorkshire Dales. Haven't really explored the Yorkshire Dales considering it's only 90 minutes away from where I live, but we are going laning today no matter what. How much I get to show you guys is a bit of a different story because the weather is absolutely atrocious. Man, I tell you! So I had all of these visions of all these beautiful drone shots. I don't think any of that is going to happen. What I love about going and doing things like this with another YouTuber, because we're doing the same thing, I can say, pull over here, we're gonna stop.
When I go through, if you could get a little bit on my phone, that'd be mega, you know, as a TikTok one.
Yeah, I go out with a friend and no matter how many times I tell them I'm going to be wanting to pull over, I'm going to want to film and things like that, I always feel a bit like I'm being annoying by asking to do all of those things. Like right now, I've asked him to pull over because I thought my camera was playing silly buggers. No, I'm all good, mate. False alarm. You absolutely know you are with this clown when all your roads start with this.
So, I've checked this out beforehand, and this is a fairly flat, pretty barren, nice little lane. It's very, very easy, but it is fantastic fun in the snow and ice. So, yeah, any issues, just give us a shout.
Take a look at that valley to the right. I'm just choked that we can't get the drones out, mate.
Just you wait till we get on. So about halfway over, if it's the one I'm thinking of, there's a bit of a pull in. What a place to have dinner.
Instant smile, love it. What I will say about the big man is just because he is willing to ramp it up to 11, it doesn't mean he's expecting me to. So he knows I'm a little bit precious about my van. Of course I am, it's my pride and joy. He's not going to take me anywhere where I'm going to scrape all the paint off. They are obstacles, it's not easy necessarily, but hopefully we're not going to break anything. Like, he's not just trying to get my vehicle broken and break my heart, which I absolutely appreciate. We're getting out and he's walking through giant puddles because he knows my ground clearance isn't quite what his is. So thanks, mate, thanks for bringing me along. It is off-roading in a van. A Landy or something like set up for 4x4 would absolutely eat this and probably would shoot across this at 30-40 miles an hour. In a van, you go any faster than what I'm doing, which is 15-20 miles an hour, it gets a bit uncomfortable. But it's great fun. So thanks for inviting me along, Rich. Now I desperately need a cup of coffee. I don't think the viewers would begrudge us stopping for a cup of coffee, mate, but I think I'm going to need one pretty soon.
I've not eaten today, so I won't mind a brewing something to eat, but from this point in the moors, I know a place and you'll like it.
How hard do you like it? Talk about my tyres, of course. I'm airing down, not because we're doing some kind of off-roading and I need to be running around with 0 in my tyres or anything like that, but I ride daily at about 65 psi because that's how you get rid, I feel that's how you get rid of a lot of road noise. People complain about the big muddy tyres on motorways and things like that, but then they drive around with them at 40 psi. Increased resistance, increased noise. So I'll probably be going to a pressure that a lot of people are driving around daily. So I'll probably head for about 35. Again, not because we're doing magnificent off-roading,
But I'll pick you up here, I'll get close to the mic because it is hellish wind. As we climb up this, it's not massive in obstacles, it's not terrible. However, as we do the switchback, you lose traction off of certain wheels. As you're climbing up onto the edges of stones and stuff, that's when you start to spin up, lose traction, lose momentum and go backwards. Whereas just knocking that top bit of pressure out might give you that little bit more footprint just to get you over that rock and then pull you away.
so it will help. Like I say, I'm not going to extreme depths, like, oh, he's airing out just to go through the Yorkshire Dales, but I am airing out. Kettle on. I do love just having the simplicity of flicking the kettle on. It's a minute. That coffee will be made long before I've got the air out of these tyres. Check this view out. We are at, do you say Scarf Reservoir?
Scarhouse Reservoir.
Scarhouse Reservoir. We're just passing through because we're at the foot of a lane now that we're going to do on the way to where we're staying tonight. We're losing light quite quickly, but the views are absolutely beautiful. I can't show you everything that the eye can see. It can never be portrayed in a YouTube video. So when you see these mega videos of these canyons and things like that, I cannot even begin to believe how beautiful they really are. We will be driving over that, I believe, tomorrow. And if this wind is a bit different, there's potential drone shots to be had. Oh, nice hot drink. And as you guys know, because that's only Yeti cup, that'll be ready to drink in about 3 hours time. Not gonna lie, those tyres are noticeably softer, so much so that I thought I emptied one totally. You can feel the difference immediately. So I'm aired out, hot cup of coffee. We're on a lane now. I don't think I'm going to show you much of it. It's going to lead us, wow, it's quite steep. It's going to lead us to our campsite in the relative direction of where we're staying tonight. We've got to be there before 5, I believe, to get booked in. And we're losing light, it's cold. We're ready to call it a day on the filming. I think we're going to come back down this way tomorrow and across that dam there, which looks...
How's that look for a section in front of us?
Yeah, that looks crazy actually. This is off-roading. There's no. I talked it down like we weren't doing this, but we are doing this. Power, power, power. Hot coffee. I'm a human gimbal. Why didn't I put the lid on? Because if you put the lid on, you can't drink it for 6 weeks. Now I'm just holding back a little bit because it's very loose and it's very steep, and I don't want the big man to throw a rock into my windscreen or my van.
You want me to get you going up that bit? It'll look good.
Yes, thank you, please.
Right, go just have a look at this before you go up it. It's not as bad as it looks. Leave it in gear.
Right.
Oh, shit. Lost the handbrake, which is really bad when we're in really big hills. It's just so lucky I always turn the ignition off and leave it in gear regardless. Because if I hadn't done that, I'd have lost the van. So he's going to try and make his way up now. I've just tried to leave it in gear, but even at the top of this hill, it's trying to turn the engine over backwards. Once we get to the top and we get out of this lane, I have a look underneath and make sure there's nothing hanging down or anything like that.
Handbrake problems for Richard. So he's at the top of the hill with his foot on the brake because leaving it in gear no longer works. Hotter than the sun. So that leaves me to do this on my own. And with no handy cameraman. Traction control deactivated, I feel. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm going to go on them, not around them, because I haven't got the ground clearance. Oh, smashed it. Absolutely smashed it. And I've got a lid on my cup. Loving life. Oh.
This is so frustrating because it's stuck on a section down there and I wanted to get up here, run back down, get on the comms and say left, right, all the rest of it, and it's just stuck on a bit of a rut and it's just spinning up because as much as it's not big obstacles, it's slippery when you haven't got the articulation.
No, I don't know. I'm going to slowly back up and see if I can increase a bit of speed. It's the grout. There's no way you can come and have a look, is there? Like, you're stuck, are you?
I need someone to put the foot on the brake pedal. I've tried to go onto the top where it's a bit flatter and it's still not wearing it.
Okay, I'll give it another go. Give me a sec. Speed and power.
I can see orange lights.
And it's not Santa Claus, baby. Oh, fine, mate. I've not even checked this view out. 2 sets. I know how he feels now. He's got the panic on because he's obviously hurt his van and...
Yeah, you might want to jump out and get a couple of pictures there because we all lights on and that in the background. It's quite cool.
Always willing to play the game, Richard. Just told me to get out and take some photos. I'll tell you what I am going to do though. Stick it in gear, handbrake on. What a lovely little campsite this is. There's going to be a lot more to see in the morning. The wind has finally died down. I'm not sure if we're in a valley. House Dean Gorge is the location. And what's crazy is we went into reception and there was a couple of lads in there and they were like, oh, you made it then? What? They were at the bottom of that sketchy, steep, horrible bit that we just did. And they're like, we thought you weren't going to make that. And one guy said, we didn't get up there in our Jimny, which is a bit of a scary thought, but we're here. Just having 10 minutes to ourselves. I think Rich is straightening his van up because he's had a lot of things move during the drive. And he's probably, I think he's going to crawl under and have a quick look just to satisfy his own needs, to see if he can see what's broken on his van. But we're just having a chill for 10 minutes. I'm going to play some tunes in a minute. But this is my view. That up there, I'm loving the mood lighting. I've got two of these little O-light orbs. None of it sponsored. That up there is a bus box light, battery powered. Because I haven't got any lights rigged up at the moment. I've just hung it up on a TV mount. Changes colours, but I'm loving this mood light. And I've got my little North Face booties on that are like slippers with hard bottoms because of the aluminium floor. Even though I don't find it that cold, I am cosy. Got myself a little festive cider. It's almost Christmas. Cheers. No matter what the occasion, staying in a hotel, sleeping in your van, even in your own home, a cup of coffee in bed, with nothing to do for the duration of drinking that cup of coffee, it's just one of the nicest things in the world. Quick update since we last came out. Got a couple of my blinds in now. So like I say, all of the unfinished areas are totally covered up. Looks absolutely awesome. It does create that cavernous feel. It doesn't really combat the condensation, although it does feel like it retains the heat. As soon as you open those blinds, you can feel the cold from the glass behind. And I'm sleeping on an airbed. I did listen to you guys. Panda mattress toppers are where it's at, apparently. A couple of people mentioned them. I looked, Argos have them, and I waited. And I waited and I waited and I waited and I waited. And then when I went to buy one the day before we came away, it's order only. So I've got a airbed and it makes a big difference. So thank you to everyone that mentioned that. Like I say, appreciate it massively. I need you guys way more than you need me, because I bet that Panda mattress topper is going to be a game changer. We couldn't really see exactly what the crack was when we came in here last night because it was a bit dark. But you've got the main kind of building over there. We're the only campers, I believe, but there are good amenities. So I've had my cup of coffee, and if you're a 40-year-old man like me, you know what comes next. There is no way that the big man has not got a hangover this morning. He was getting a bit giddy. I was just supping me red wine, all classy and mature. He necked a bottle of white. And then the old Kraken came out. By the time I was leaving, he was doing the pointing at me like that. So if he's bright-eyed and bushy-tailed this morning, I will be very, very impressed. It's about 10 o'clock. We are going to get the vans packed up, go across the way there for some breakfast. Saves us doing it. A bit easier, a bit quicker, less mess. And then there's a few lanes that we're doing and a dam that I want to cross. And the weather while it rained and blew a hoolie all through the night, is a bit better. And what we're talking about wind, the pop top, obviously now I've got that bed down below. Last night and the night before, if my pop top was my bed, my only bed, which for a while it kind of was with the Havano I could have stretched out and laid on it, even though it's just a sheet of ply, because I haven't got that mattress, I would be screwed, because there's no way last night that you're having awnings, fire pits, pop tops. The wind has been horrendous, and I know it's winter. I'm not really complaining, I'm just saying the camping element of it all kind of goes away a bit when the weather is so bad. So a pop top in that weather, I was already hearing things tap away at the van. I was thinking, what can fall off, what can go wrong, and nothing can. Something to bear in mind, if you have a pop top, you definitely need a plan B.
My wife's over. I got the knock.
Oh, belter! All this mad laning, and it's the wet field which could catch you out. Crazy. I can tell you one thing for free. I don't know the ideal tyre pressure for driving on the road. People ask and I say I have mine at 65 and they're like, what? And I'm like, well, yeah, it keeps the road noise down. Perhaps it's a bit much. It says on the sidewall of the BFGs that you can have them at 65, 70. Can't remember what the exact figure was. All I do know is at 35 PSI, even on tarmac, it feels like you're driving in mud. Talk to me, Goose.
Yeah, just putting in 4-wheel drive and low box.
Does anyone want to buy a van? It's a white 4Motion 204 Highline, one lady owner, never been off-roaded. He has just asked me to ask you to head over to his channel, Bug Out Vehicles UK, because there is a lot more of this on his channel. He's been into 4x4s for years. He's had absolutely everything, and he does absolutely everything. He has a meet on that I am attending. He has an open meet, link in the description down below. Anyone can come, no matter what vehicle there is. It is at a Napoleonic fort in Hull, would you believe? Half the tickets are gone. It is at the end of January. The first event of the year. Nice way to start the year. I'm going to go to a lot more events this year, I think. Loads of Instagrammers, YouTubers. Going to be quite a community-based kind of meetup, but there are still tickets available. And they're quite cheap. I think they're only 40 quid. I think that's correct. Wow, what a view. And this is the reverse of what I struggled so much to get up yesterday. And we're not going to see much of Rich because he can't stop.
On the first part of the journey, I was looking at all the life. There were plants and birds and rocks and things. There were sands and hills and rain. The first thing I met was a fly with a buzz and the sky with no clouds. The heat was hot and the ground was dry, but the air was full of sound. I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. It felt good to be out of the rain. the desert on a horse with no name. It felt good to be out of the rain. In the desert, you can't remember your name, 'cause there ain't no one for to give you no pain.
Any terrain, any angle, you still got that flat surface to make yourself a brew. We are having a brew, and yes, it's just a bit of a laugh. Why would you stop here and have a brew?
Because we can, and no one else has.
We're just trying to prove a point. Well, I'm trying to prove a point, really. Another great feature on the table is it doesn't matter where you parked, how you parked, is you can
Keep it on the level.
Keep it on the level. I like it. I now understand, again, people saying, oh, it's a lot worse than it looks. But look at that.
For example, the camera doesn't show it, but it's when you start walking up it like this, then you start to look at how much height I'm gaining within
Every single
20
step.
yards,
Yeah.
5 feet are level with your head.
Yeah.
The bit that makes it a bit worse than anything else is it's all wet, it's all slimy, and it's all loose. So, no, it's not.
The road.
Oh, my arse.
Sorting out a line here for me, and I know we came up it yesterday, and it's perfectly achievable, but why would I potentially dent the sill, which is the most horrible part of your van to ever damage? If you've had a repaired sill, people think that you've cut your van in half and put it back together again, and I don't blame them. So that there, and you won't see it, but that's probably,
It's just below knee height.
yeah, potentially a sill buster. So I think what I'll do is come out wide, make sure my left tyre hits some green, but then turn into that space there and back round.
It starts with
One thing, I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to explain in due time. All I know, time is a valuable thing. Watch it fly by as the pendulum swings. Watch it count down to the end of the day. The clock takes life away. It's so unreal. Didn't look out below. Watch the time go right out the window. Trying to hold on to didn't even know I wasted it all just to watch you go. I kept everything inside, and even though I tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to me will eventually be a memory of a time I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. One thing, I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to remind myself how I tried so hard. In spite of the way you were mocking me, acting like I was part of your property, remembering all the times you fought with me, I'm surprised it got so. Things aren't the way they were before. You wouldn't even recognize me anymore. Not that you knew me back then, but it all comes back to me in the end. You kept everything inside, and even though I tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to me will eventually be a memory of a time when I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I've put my trust in you, pushed as far as I can go. For all this, there's only
Right, mate, this is where we part ways. I just want to say thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for all your help this year and throughout my YouTube thing up to now. Merry Christmas and love to your family, my friend.
Same to you, mate. It's been a pleasure to have you come along for the company and everything. And yeah, safe trip back, and we will hook up at some point soon and do more.
Over and out.